Okay, so this is basically what you can do with the Git and the local computer. I mean, you can upload every change that you have. And then if I go to the main branch, sorry, here, in the main branch, I'm looking for the history. Give me 1 second. Oh, here. So look at this. I mean, it says basically who modifies what, the time, and what are the deltas. By the way, since this is the first account you create on Git, you don't have to worry about this kind of issues because your main repository is the one that is registered with your account. So this is my original account. As I mentioned, it's something where it's a place where I have my codes, the public and the private codes, and it's kind of interesting. Maybe you can take a look someday and see your opinion. So sorry, and see the code and give your feedback. This is the change that was included, and basically this is the commit ID. So that's basically what we have in this part. But another thing which is important to highlight here is I'm going to create a new repository. I mean, I can clone it as many times as I want. The important consideration here is the location. So in this code, I'm going to create a new folder, which is, let's say, sample2. So I'm going to create the same, my sample repository, but now in this sample2. The intention that I have with this experiment is to show you how to use the pool, the Git pool. So let me go to the bash again, and I'm going to move one folder out, and sample2. Okay, inside of this sample2, I'm going to clone it again. Okay, so now I have two different repositories, one in the root of the code and one in sample2, my sample repository. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to my sample repository again. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you take a look on this, I type it CD and say my S and click on and hit on the tab key. It has a kind of autocomplete mechanism that you also can use. So now I'm in my sample repository main, and inside of this my sample repository, let me do a Git pull. In this case, I'm not going to have any kind of difference because everything is up to date because I just commit and push the code into the main branch. But I'm going to do another change here. And this is another change. Just imagine this is a code. I mean, this is a file for code. So that's pretty much the same. And maybe I can also create a new file. So I'm going to say new code. And then in this new code, let's say this is a fancy code to do something awesome. And save it. So now I have, I'm going to check the status of this branch. So as you can see, there is one change in the README file, and it is an untracked file, which is new code.txt. So again, I need to add them as to the to stage them for the commit. So I'm going to git add, and I can say readme .md and then add git add new code txt, or simply use the period. Okay, I'm going to hit git status again. So as you can see, the two files are now in green. So I'm able to commit. Git commit using message created new code.txt and modifier readme.md. Okay, that's it. Git status. Okay, so since I haven't pushed the code, it says my branch is ahead of origin main. Origin main stands for the remote branch. So it is, if you still commit different pieces of code, or if you create different commits, this number is going to be increased. We can see the file. We can see it in action, sorry. So let's say new code 2, and then git status, sorry, git, yeah, let's take a look into the status. It is not necessary to check it every time, but let's take a look. So git add period, git commit -m added new code 2.txt, okay, and git status again. Now, as you can see, I am ahead, my local branch is ahead by 2 commits. And it's gonna happen every commit that I perform. But it is very important, guys, to consider pushing the code so often, so that way people is not going to get behind, people is not going to get forward, you are not going to have conflicts in the code and so on. So every time you consider you are ready to commit something, do it. Don't spend unnecessary time to do the commit. So let me git push, and that one is going to send the code into the main branch. Okay, so now I have it in the remote branch. Let's do the let's check. Yeah, this is the change. I already added 2 new codes. I have the readme and I have the git ignore. But if I go to the sample2, look at this one. I don't have any of these changes, and if I open up the Notepad++, I don't have this change. And this is because in this repository, I haven't pulled the changes from the remote repository. So to do that, I need to move to that branch, sample2, cd my sample repository, and now I am inside of the main branch in this my sample repository, which is located in the sample2. If I hit git status, it says your branch is up to date with origin master, nothing to commit with the tree clean, because it doesn't really know. But let me hit git pull, and when I hit enter, look at this one. You see, now let's analyze this. It says it includes this one. It includes 2 changes in this README. New code 2 txt, it's an empty file. It doesn't have anything, but basically it synchronizes with the remote branch. So if I go to the new code 2, I say, I have modified this file from sample2 backslash my sample repository. And I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to add it with a period. And I'm going to commit with a message, modifier new code2.txt. Enter. And finally, I'm going to push it. You push. Okay. Then if I go again to the previous one, I mean my sample repository, which is located on the root code. And let me open up this new code 2, which of course is empty because I haven't pulled the changes that were previously committed from the other repository. So let me move back. cd my sample repository, and let me pull them back. Look at this. The file has been modified by another program. You want to reload it? Yeah, Git modified this file. So yes, and that's it. So it is up to date. And also in the remote repository, I already have the changes. And I think that's pretty much, guys. I hope you have learned something, and give me your comments in case you need to. I need to include something else, or if you want to know something else about the Git and the GitHub, just give me your comments, and thank you for watching this video series.